Donald Trump, lethargic, exhausted looking, cognitive glitching over and over again, speaking in front of increasingly smaller crowds as compared to Vice President Kamala Harris. She's speaking in Raleigh, North Carolina on Wednesday, where she'll be in front of 20,000 people compared to Donald Trump's audiences of just a few thousand people. But Vice President Kamala Harris is clearly in Donald Trump's head. During his speech today in North Carolina, Donald Trump claims nobody leaves his rallies, as people quite literally are leaving the rally behind him. Watch as the person leaves, as Trump says, nobody leaves. Here, play this clip.
Everybody watches our rallies. Everybody loves our rallies. We never have an empty seat. They try and demean us like that horrible, horrible person that I debated where she said, and people leave early. Nobody leaves early. If I saw them leaving early, you know what I would say? And ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. I'd make America great again and not leave. Right?
Now, just contrast that with the energy of Vice President Kamala Harris's rally right here. Let's play the clip.
Here's the thing. Let me say something. We are 6 days out of an election. We are 6 days away from an election. And ours is about a fight for democracy and your right to be heard. That is what is on the line in this election. That is what is on the line in this election. Look, everybody has a right to be heard, but right now I am speaking.
In contrast, for Donald Trump, it's all about himself, right? It's not about we, the people. It's all about his deranged conspiracies. And so here he says that if God was counting the votes in California, he would be winning in California. But because of all of the rampant fraud, that's why he claims he loses California, because God isn't doing the counting. I mean, this is ridiculous stuff that goes on in these speeches. Play it.
Without fail. Because I believe that if we had an honest election, if God came down from on high and God said, I will be the voting tabulator for the day, I believe I would win California because I do great with the Hispanics. I believe I'd win.
And then Donald Trump talks to his audience. Again, notice the theme here, right? He just talks about himself in these deranged kind of cognitive moments. Here, Donald Trump says that he had an uncle who worked at MIT for 41 years, and therefore that makes Donald Trump smart. I mean, this is like ridiculous stuff we're watching. Here, play it.
Yeah. He knows more about computers than anybody I've ever met, and I know some pretty smart people. I had an uncle that was at MIT, a professor for 41 years, the longest serving professor ever. I have that, it's something in my blood about that. Elon knows more about computers than anybody there is. Every time you see it.
Donald Trump then says, unlike him, who has an uncle who went to MIT and who taught at MIT, he says Vice President Kamala Harris, he says, doesn't have the intellect or stamina or the special quality to be a leader, he says. Here, play this clip.
Kamala Harris is not fit to be president of the United States. She doesn't have the intellect, the stamina, or that special quality that real leaders must have to lead. We know what that is. It's a special quality.
Just the most, again, ridiculous thing. Now, contrast that to Vice President Kamala Harris's speech in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, where she talks about how when she's elected on day one, she's going to have a to-do list while Donald Trump has an enemies list. Play this clip.
Because here's the thing, we know if he is elected on day one, Donald Trump would walk into that office with an enemies list. When I am elected, I will walk in with a to-do list. And at the top of my list is bringing down your cost of living. That will be my focus every single day as president. I will give a middle-class tax cut to 100 million Americans. Enact the first ever federal ban on price gouging on groceries. And fight to make sure that hardworking Americans can actually afford a place to live. If you are caring for an elderly parent, my plan will cover the cost of home care under Medicare. So seniors can get the help they need and the care they need to stay in their own homes. It's about dignity. It's about dignity. Which is why my plan will also lower the cost of child care. Cut taxes for small businesses and lower health care costs, because I believe health care should be a right and not just a privilege of those who can afford it.
And by the way, that reminds me of Donald Trump's speech when he was speaking in Allentown, Pennsylvania recently, when he just contrast what you just saw there from Kamala Harris to Donald Trump, where he goes, "It's like we're a giant garbage can." Here, play the clip.
It's like, I said this, the press gave me a hard time on this one. They said it was very no, I don't think it's disrespectful. It's like we're a giant garbage can. That's what they...
Here, Vice President Kamala Harris says, look, and you're seeing it here in the speech. Donald Trump's not trying to make your life better. He's just like, he's an unstable, obsessed, vengeful, like deranged human being. Here, watch this.
And look, we know who Donald Trump is, right? So this is someone who is not thinking about how to make your life better. This is someone who is unstable, obsessed with revenge, consumed with grievance, and out for unchecked power. And look, in less than 90 days, either he or I will be in the Oval Office.
Now, the Las Vegas Sun editorial board came out with a very strong endorsement of Vice President Kamala Harris earlier in the day, and they write that Donald Trump's cognitive decline has become a troubling concern. Also writing for Fortune magazine, a group of dozens and dozens of former CEOs who led America's biggest corporations said the following: "We are confident we are capturing the sentiment of the majority of our peers in the business community. As election day nears, we cannot sit quietly. Here is why we're voting for Kamala Harris, not Donald Trump." I think it's showcased here, right? She's providing plans, and here Donald Trump is whining about Michelle Obama and saying that Michelle Obama says mean things about him. Here, play it.
And we're not going to let them divide and destroy America any longer. And that goes for Barack Hussein Obama, too. He's a divider. He's a divider. And Michelle, she said bad things about me. Ooh. Michelle got out there the other day. I've been very nice to her. I guess that means I don't have to be nice anymore. Right? I'm looking forward to this. Now, Obama was a great divider. He was a great, great divider.
Or here, where Donald Trump's closing message is also saying that he's not Hitler. He goes, "I'm not Hitler. I'm not Hitler." Here, play this clip.
You know, many years ago, I had a father who was a great guy. He was a strong guy, a legitimate guy, strong. But, you know, he always used to tell me, never use the word Nazi and never use the word Hitler. Now we're called Nazis and I'm called Hitler. I'm not Hitler. Boy, my father, he's looking.
Again, contrast that to Vice President Kamala Harris's speech where she says, enough. Stop pointing fingers, blaming others. It was time we lock arms and get things done. Here, play the clip.
And we know we have an opportunity in this election to turn the page on a decade of Donald Trump trying to keep us divided and afraid of each other. That is who he is, but Pennsylvania, that is not who we are. And I know plenty of folks are just exhausted with it all and know that it is time to stop pointing fingers and to start locking arms. It is time. It is time for a new generation of leadership in America. And together with you, we will do this, and I am ready to offer that leadership as the next president of the United States of America.
What Donald Trump says he's going to go after the scum. He says he's going after the scum, and then he points to like the media, the scum back there. Here, play this clip.
Unbelievable. Did you see? Donald Trump wants to put us in jail. Donald Trump is going to go after some of the scum that you see back there, that's so dishonest. Donald Trump is doing horrible things. He wants to put us in prison. That's what they've been trying to do to me for 3 years. They got the story mixed up.
Then Donald Trump lies that Kamala Harris paid for the people to attend her D.C. rally last night. Let's play it.
Kamala made a speech, not much of one, with a paid-for audience, and all she talked about was Donald Trump.
And just so you can see the way like the Fox propaganda machine operates and just how I guess it would be comical if they weren't so poisonous and lethal in our country and cause so much harm. But take a look at the chyrons while Donald Trump was giving that speech that I just showed you. Here were the chyrons. Trump, here with a message of hope. Trump, asking you to be excited about the future. Trump, can't lead us if you don't love Americans. Trump, this will be America's golden age. That's not what Donald Trump was saying at all. Donald Trump was out there whining like a baby. Objectively, that's what happened. But Fox, again, they're a propaganda arm for him. And they're like Kim Jong-un style. It's sad. It's just sad to see that in America. On the other hand, here are the chyrons for Kamala Harris's speech, her historic speech in D.C. This is what Fox chyrons say. Kamala calls for unity while trashing Trump. Kamala pushes fear in closing message. Her speech was literally all about hope and joy. Kamala lists policies she failed to enact as VP. Desperate Kamala closing message all about Trump. That's not what it was at all. But again, Fox, very nefarious, actually hate Americans. And they want to cause you harm. They want your Social Security to be removed. They're laughing at you. Sean Hannity in his mansions, Jesse Water in their mansions, Rupert Murdoch in his many mansions and private jets. They hate you. They actually hate you on Fox. And they're laughing at you while stealing from you and picking your pocket. It's just the truth. Nikki Jam, the singer or the artist who previously endorsed Donald Trump, now has renounced his support of Donald Trump after Donald Trump's campaign repeatedly saying how much they hate Puerto Rico, calling it a garbage can, a trash can, similar to what Donald Trump's been saying about America too. Again, we also learned this morning, great scoop by Josh Boswell of the Daily Mail. Donald Trump jumped on and molested a blonde 6'1" model and groped her while she tried to fight him off at a beauty pageant in 1993. She says that Donald Trump was working with Jeffrey Epstein to recruit young women, girls, for his parties at Mar-a-Lago. I mean, seriously, people? That's why, when I see those videos of the young Gen Z ladies, when they're like, if your father's voting for Trump, they're voting for that. They're voting for liking Jeffrey Epstein. To me, it's that simple. Here's the new Meidas short we made about Puerto Rico. Let's play it.
I hate to tell you, Puerto Rico, but you've thrown our budget a little out of whack.
160-mile-per-hour sustained winds barrels towards Puerto Rico.
President Trump sounding annoyed. Wow, yet another big storm heading to Puerto Rico. Will it ever end?
Hurricane Maria, the deadliest storm for Americans in more than a century.
He tweeted from his golf club saying Puerto Ricans want everything to be done for them.
We are dying, and you are killing us with the inefficiency.
The president calling Puerto Rico one of the most corrupt places on earth.
Puerto Rico may have no electricity for months to come.
3,000 people died as a result of the hurricane.
President Trump tweeted 3,000 people did not die.
He wanted to see if we could swap Puerto Rico for Greenland because, in his words, Puerto Rico was dirty and the people were poor.
There's literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. I think it's called Puerto Rico.
There's never been an event so beautiful. It was like a love fest.
Puerto Ricans deserve better. As president, I will always fight for you and your families, and together we can turn the page and chart a new and a joyful way forward.
And by the way, may I just add these facts at the end of this video too? Gas prices are at their lowest levels right now, thanks to sound policy by Harris and Biden. Stock markets at record highs. Your 401k is likely reaching record highs. Stock markets increased 60% from when Donald Trump was in office. Massive gains, so much better than when Trump was in office. U.S. economy is having a remarkable year as well, 2.8% GDP growth. America's economy is the envy of the world. It's frankly really never been stronger. Doesn't mean it's perfect. Doesn't mean everybody's benefiting from it. But Trump's tax cuts were intended to screw everybody but wealthy people. I mean, you likely got screwed in Trump's tax plan. That then gets phased in, and Biden and Harris have to deal with the fire caused by the arsonist. Always. Donald Trump wants the people to suffer because he thinks he could be a strong man if people are suffering. You see it all there. Let's get smart, people. Let's get smart. Okay? Make sure you, after this video, call people, tell them to vote for democracy. Share your stories below. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Meidas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.